in a dashboard view right here in front of you. So your reseller snapshot, it's going to show you space allocated out of the space that you've pre-purchased, recent signups, recent upgrades, cancellation requests, and we all know that this box is going to be empty at all times, right? So what else are you going to get access to? Manage plans. You're going to want to manage those plans. You're going to want to create different packages on an ongoing basis, activate them, deactivate them, maybe if there's seasonal bargains that you're going to be running. In addition, you're going to want to manage the content on that web page. So you're going to want to change buttons, icons, maybe verbiage that's going to be unique to that period of time or what your offering is. Just a ton of control. Now, as I mentioned, this is a standard package, okay? I believe it's sufficient, but if you have the need for marketing capability through HTML function, we can do that as well. If you have the need to link up support ticketing system, we can do that as well. So inquire to your partner specialist about the different packages that are available, and they will take you through the options. But as you can see here, this just streamlines the business. I think it's a must-have. I think it's really a must-have. And in order to get this to you, my method and what I've been able to do and get approved through the supervisors, just to give you a low level of pain on that cost, is completely wipe out the one-time branding charge. So this is going to be unique just to this webinar. If you can reference the webinar from today and my delivery of it, we will keep this whole. But I'm going to zero out the branding cost as my CEO gasps. And you can see now that your total cost down here for the entire solution, space, deliverables, control panel, web integration package, etc., $6,800. Okay? Now, your investment minus the revenue is fairly attractive. You get a profit year one of $17,000, and of course the profit year two is even greater because you're going to have credit attributed to it and no one-time charge there. Let's talk about payment options real quickly, and I don't want to get too deep into this, but you're going to have several payment options. I would advise you to talk to your partner specialist, but if you're my partner, I'm going to tell you what. If you want to make one payment, I'm going to discount money off the top of this, and I'm going to give it to you for $5,900 in one payment. If you want to make it in 5 payments, we'll break that out. And if I can break out my calculator here and take $6,890 and divide it by 5, we're going to have $1,378. Now, I don't want to dilute the conversation, but for those of you that are looking to stretch payments across 12 months, we have a program for you. Contact your partner specialist, okay? Now, the only thing you're going to sacrifice with that program is going to be the gig rate, because obviously if you're paying over 12 months, those monthly payments will be less, but the yearly value will be the same, if not more, okay? And I'm going to tell you the specifics with that subscription program, but it's a month-to-month program, pay-as-you-go, and for some of you, that's going to make more sense than that wholesale program. So for specifics on both those programs, feel free, as I said, to contact your partner specialist immediately. I'm being told that, Sandra, you cannot hear me. I want to ask the question to those of you that are out there. Can you hear the conversation? If you could in your, okay, great. John, you can hear it? Great, excellent, excellent, excellent. Good feedback. So we've covered the pricing strategy here. I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go in here and back it up. So let's go in here and back up online. And let's find that file. And we're going to go all the way in here. And we're going to look for that file. There it is, right down here. And somebody indicated before that I clicked on that temp file. You know, it is possible I sure did, but we're going to go ahead and back it up again right now. Taking you through the process again, you've seen the encryption standard, 256-bit on the computer, across the 128-bit SSL tunnel, and then the third level of encryption on the data center, quadruple DoD standards. So very, very, very safe. The transfer is taking place. It's going to push it to that data center and then replicate it across data centers to create that redundancy. So for those of you that are international customers, you may be telling yourself or asking, hey, I want to keep this data out of the U.S. If that's your need, we can do that. So talk to your partner specialist about what it's going to take to get that accomplished. If you're in the U.S., we keep all data domestically. Okay? So the file is transferred, and it's now located on the data center. Let's go retrieve it real quick. Let's go to the account portal system. In the scenario, once again, is you're my customer, I'm your IT guy. You lost your favorite Excel spreadsheet. You call me. I'm on my car. All I've got is my cell phone. Can I get this back to you in minutes? Of course I can. Like any law-abiding citizen, and once again, I'm pulling over to the side of the road on my cell phone, and I'm going to deliver this to you. I'll log in to the system here. I'll go to Recover Share Search, and let's put in the webinar. Let's see if it comes up. Okay, let's try this. And it should be in here somewhere. It was ROI. There it is. So I'm going to ask one of you guys that are on the program to supply me with your email address, the first person that can. I'm going to deliver this spreadsheet to you directly, just to show you that, and you can prove to everybody how well it works. So if one of you wouldn't mind giving me your email address, I'd be more than happy to share it with you, which means I'm going to be shooting. Okay, Gant, you're the winner, the quickest on the draw. It's good to see that I haven't put all of you to sleep yet. Here we go. The share technique. Here's how it's accomplished. I'm going to name it ROI, indicate you're a friend. I'm going to put in, let's see, Gant's name, and it's G-A-N-T at fatdogs.com. I'm going to simply put in that email address and hit share. Now, Gant, if you have access to your email right now, that's going to almost come through instantaneous, so you're going to see the utility of that product. I'll even hit you, the second person up here. Who do we have? John. Let's shoot it to you as well. I want to shoot it to a couple of you so that you can all indicate how quick and efficiently this works, because I rely on your feedback to prove to everybody that this is a great utility. John, I'm going to indicate you're a friend as well. And pardon the... Good. Gant's indicating that he got it. So all of you can feel comfortable that I'm telling the truth here. Let's see. John.Rodia. Okay. And I will be more than happy to provide this for all of you at the conclusion of the conversation. If you just want to call in and ask your local partner specialist, they'll be more than happy to supply you with that. Database experts. It's okay. I'm trying to do several things at once here. So bear with me. There we go. John, that's coming down to you as well right now. So all of you have seen this in work from start to finish. John, did I misspell the email address? You're indicating that I did. I'm going to send this over to you personally, John, at the conclusion of our conversation. Got it. Okay. Any other questions that I have not answered for all of you? I know I've taken a good amount of your time today. I highly appreciate your patience, but I think it was necessary to really give you from start to finish the entire proposition. I think at this point in time you can see the true value of that partnership, not only from the technical standpoint, but also from the ROI standpoint, from a business standpoint. Very scalable. As I mentioned, I definitely advise you to contact your partner specialist to entertain any kind of starting point that we can get going with you. We're really looking forward to doing some sort of analysis as to what's going to make best sense for you. Does the gigabyte change from year to year, Sanders asking? Well, we're hoping that you're going to push through that gigabyte stored space within the first 4 to 6 months. That's our action plan to help you do that. And in that event, you're going to need to renew, which A is going to mean you're going to need more gig, which means your gig rate's going to drop, Sander. It's going to continue to drop. The more you sell, the lower it gets. All right? So past that first contract, which you have 24 months to sell through the gig, we're going to take a few things into account here, not only your gig rate, but market value. We're going to be realistic here and just make this happen. Of course, if you're selling, we want to make it as easy as possible for you to move forward years 2, 3, and 4 with us, like every one of our partners. Can we pre-populate the online backup with local backup drive? Well, I'm thinking of this question, and that would almost be redundant because we use a caching system to achieve that local backup. I'm assuming that's the question. In order to do those incrementals and just take the changes and append them to the most recent copy. So, do you want to run the local backup at the same time as the online backup? No. And do you need to run the local backup to pre-populate? No. The online backup will actually pre-populate that in the cache folder. The local backup will be, obviously directed toward the drive of your choice. Any other questions that I have not answered from anybody that's still with us here? And as I mentioned, John, I will shoot that over to you specifically at the conclusion of the ROI sheet if you didn't already get it. Sandra, do you use any type of compression when backing up data? Of course we do, in order to expedite those transfers. If some of you have incurred costs for bandwidth, that's going to come in handy as well. But we're not going to charge you for every one of those incremental changes. We're not going to charge you for every one of those versions like every other company is going to be. We're going to charge you for one version that will be the raw file size. So when doing the math, that's still going to be better economically for you. One version, forever. Okay? Every other version, forever for free. If we were to bill you for every compressed file, depending on that file type, it's going to be much more expensive, which is what all of our competitors are going to do. How long does the initial backup take of approximately 50 gig over 5 MB connection? Oh man, Ellie or Eli, I'm sorry if I'm getting your name wrong, but that is just a really, really tough one to drill down to because there's so many variables. Your connectivity speed, A, B, the type of data, it all comes into play. We like to say industry average is a gig an hour, and with our solution, it's going to be much faster than most. So the initial backup what will take most time, but I'll just tell you what, I've seen 50 gigs go over a DSL line in less than 5 days. So I'm assuming that you have better connection speed, and it can go as quick as 1 day. Okay? Any other questions? Well, if that concludes the question portion of the conversation, I'm going to thank all of you once again for attending today. The code for the Kindle I'm now going to give out is going to be XYZ45. Once again, the code for the Kindle drawing is going to be XYZ45. Please call in to your partner specialist. If you don't have the number, it's 877-896-3611, and you'll be directed to the first available representative. Once again, the number 877-896-3611. Call in immediately and register for that Kindle. The code again is XYZ45. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending. I am going to sign off now, and I'm looking forward to any of my partners calling me directly. And any of you that are calling in that have any questions, feel free to reference me with your partner specialist. If you need me to get involved at any point, I'd like to make myself available for any of the negotiations and or explanations of product. Once again, Brett Richmond, SOS. Thanks for attending. We will be in touch soon.